90.3 KEXP online all over the world at KEXP.org. You're listening to Audio Oasis, the Northwest Music Show. My name is Sharlese. It's now time for live music by Charms on KEXP. listening to live music by Charms here on Audio Oasis on KEXP. And they are playing songs from their new album, Human Error. Thank you so much for coming here to do that. Ray, I love your metal drums at the end of that song. And it just makes me think of one of the questions that one of the things I was going to bring up, which is I've noticed reading about you guys that people are having a really hard time describing the music. And so there's synth punk, biomechanical noise punk trio, necro electro, and then I came up with one, tech punk. I don't know if I believe that, but...
You don't believe that?
Well, I don't know. I just feel like it fits in with everything else that everyone else is saying.
Yeah. Sounds
cool. But didn't you guys come up with necro electro?
No, that was someone...
Isn't that Kelton?
Kelton
Okay.
Sears came up with that.
Yeah.
He's a good
I like that.
Yeah,
He's
that
better
one's
at
good.
like voicing what we're doing than we ourselves are at times. That was like, we wrestled with what to define ourselves as for a super long time too.
Yeah.
Which half the time you want to be like, I don't care. We're doing what we're doing. We like
But
what we do.
you got to write that bio.
But you got to write that bio. You gotta book shows with people and tell them what you sound like before you get there, which has been tough. But the noise punk, I like tech punk.
Tech punk.
It's a new one for you.
Yeah, it's very Seattle.
Yeah. Well, having you guys here, I've been listening to this album since September of last year, and your record label actually asked me to stop playing some songs that you guys sent to me.
Leaking.
Yeah, and it's I would say one of my favorite albums and also one of my most anticipated albums of the year.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Thank you for playing it.
Yeah, I love it. It's so much fun to listen to from start to finish. And I read that you guys scrapped the first version of the album.
Yeah.
And then you played it for Randall Dunn, who has done amazing work on other things and on this album. And I wanted you to talk about that story of how that came about.
You want to take this?
We set out initially to record it, within our means, which is a thing people do all the time.
The affordable means.
But we know Randall, personally, and he likes us and was like, I'll mix it for you. And we're like, tight, that'll make it sound extra good. Mm-hmm. And then we went through and we did it, and we showed it to him, and he was like, I really, I could do my thing, but I really want to just do it all myself now. Mm-hmm. Now that I've heard it and feel it. And we were like, okay, whatever, let's do it. Let's however much it costs, whatever we have to do.
Yeah.
That is a once in a lifetime opportunity as fans of his work and the people that have worked with him. Then we had to wait a while. That was a delay. We've had several, so we were all right with that, I guess.
Yeah.
And we waited and we went in with him and did it super fast. That by that point we were very comfortable playing songs, which helped a lot, and he was cool to work with because he is you watch someone that's good at a thing do their thing, and it looks so effortless and fast, and you're like, oh, that's not hard, but they make it look easy, and it was that, but in a music studio. I don't even know what this spaceship you're flying is doing, but it's working.
Yeah. Well, it just sounds so much like your live show.
Yeah.
Yeah,
That was
really
intentional, and he nailed it.
Yeah, and that's really fun. Did you guys, when you had the listening session, what did it feel like to hear what he had done?
Just going in through, even before that, doing mixing was huge. I mean, just the way he tracked it, his whole thing is, let's track it right the first time so we barely have to touch it when we do everything else. And so once we got the listening session with the masters and everything, it was kind of unbelievable, I guess, to finally hear yourself recorded how you want to hear it. I'm having goosebumps thinking about it right now.
Actually, our listening session we went for a drive with Kevin, who is our lighting visuals guy, who's also here today. And
Kevin Blanc, yeah.
Yeah.
He's the man.
The four of us got in the car so we could get that car stereo sound, and drove to We went to some awful fast food place.
We went to Carl's Jr., right?
Oh, yeah, that's right.
In Renton,
Yeah.
right? Or something like that, Bellevue,
Yeah.
somewhere near-ish.
I think it was Renton.
We timed it out just right, though, so the album would finish.
We
or no,
finished side A
Right,
as
as
we
you got
got
there?
our Carl's
Side A.
Jr.
Oh, that's so great.
A, and then came back.
Yeah.
We were just like silent in the car, like eating fast food and like listening to our record for the first time.
Got high off of the sugar in the French
Yeah,
fries.
it was dumb, but
I
it
feel
sounded
pretty
great.
cool about it. That's like what rap guys do. I mean, like that's like an own thing. Hip hop artists like get in their car when they finish their record and listen to it. So I feel pretty good about that.
Yeah, I was reading that you guys like a lot of West Coast hip hop.
Yeah, that's
Yeah.
That's yeah.
Josh. Josh is that.
Yeah. Well, I mean, you know, you changed your sound. We're not going to go into that, but I wanted to ask, I have a couple questions around that. Do you feel like there's elements and pieces of your old sound that kind of crept its way into your new sound at all?
I think we write the same way. Like the approach didn't really change. It's just like we finally got to a point where we could do what we wanted to do. And so we kind of dumped what we were doing and started this new thing. But I think that the approach is the same. It's the same guys doing the same thing. It just, I don't know, kind of a slightly different idea.
Were you nervous to present your new sound to the public?
I'd say I was nervous, but also excited because it is more representational of what we want to do and what we feel. So it is more of an actual expression and a release for us to do this now, as opposed to we need to write these. You know, before it was like let's write these songs and have them nice and structured a certain way. Now it's just like let's just do whatever comes out of us, and now that's what you're seeing live and on stage and right here.
Yeah. Well, the album, like I said, the album flows beautifully. It's really fun to listen to,
Thank you.
but it's not a concept record.
No, not really.
Yeah, each song was written individually.
Yeah.
Mhm.
Yeah.
We definitely put a lot of time into sequencing, like how we wanted it to flow. Like, it definitely reads from end to end in a particular way because we wanted it that way, but we didn't write them with that in mind. And at the beginning, just kind of, that was part of the album recording process.
It just feels that way to me, though. Like when I listen to it, I'm like, I can't listen to one song without listening to the other one, like before and after it. Like, or I have to listen to it that way. I have to listen to it from start to finish. I listened to it today, and I was like, oh, it still gives me the same excited, happy feeling that I love this album from start to finish. Yeah, so very nicely put together. So another thing that's really cool is you guys write each other's parts sometimes when you're writing songs?
We kind of like, we don't have like a songwriter, like a primary songwriter, which like other bands have been in, you get in and like somebody's like, been working on these 6 things, like let's flesh them out. Like here's this, I was thinking you do that, you do this, like here's the guitar part I wrote. We like get in a room and just like bump into each other until something happens, and which inevitably leads to like a person being like, why don't you try this and I'll try this and you do this, and like.
And sometimes writing each other's parts will mean something like, hey, do something like, ba-bum, ba-bum, ba-bum. I don't know.
Lots of mouth instrumentation happens.
I don't think we would sound very intelligent if people heard what our practices were like. That's not something that we want to get out.
Josh, can you give me like a beep bop boop 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 boop? Like lots of that.
Well, the end result is really good.
Thank you.
We should hear some more.
Yeah.
Charms live on Audio Oasis on KEXP.
Tear apart all your fallacies,
This is some of my favorite music right now. You guys are so exciting. This is some of the most exciting music to just be happening in the Northwest right now. I really love Human Air. Yeah.
Yeah, thank you so much. That's so
yeah, and the live show, I mean, if the video doesn't capture it, then I strongly urge listeners to go and see Charms live because they're really cool. I want to talk about some cool things that you guys do as well, which is spotlight local artists. Your album art was done by Una Blue, right?
Yes.
Yeah, she's an amazing visual artist and photographer and makes music videos. And the album art is really awesome.
Yeah.
She's great. She's got a great aesthetic.
Yeah, she really does. Yeah, and then your video for Siren, Kevin, who's here,
Yeah.
helped make that along with
Beckmann, yes.
Lauren Rodriguez.
That's right.
Yeah, who also made Chris Cheveo's video. Do either of you guys remember the name of the video for Chris's video? I don't remember.
It's for a letter, I believe.
Okay,
It's a
yeah.
song.
So Chris Cheveo, who is ex Rose Windows.
Yeah.
Ray's
Yeah.
in that band.
I'm also in that.
Oh,
band.
yeah.
Disclosure.
You are in that band. Are you in a gazillion other bands too, Ray?
I've trimmed it down.
Yeah?
I like 2, and then some other ones sometimes.
He's been
Yeah.
in a billion, though. So.
Yeah.
At one point, I think you were in 6 when we were still doing this.
Yeah, that was dumb, but it was fun.
Wait, so Charm started in 2012?
I think so.
Yeah.
I think me and Ray first got together in the December 2011, and then Josh came in 2012, and that's when we decided that's what the band was at that point. So, yeah,
Cool.
2012.
Yeah. Well, it's a great lineup.
Thank you.
What's next? Tour plans? Another video? Anything?
Yeah, we've got ideas for another video. We're playing a bunch of like Northwest Fest type things through the summer. And then late summer, early fall, we're gonna try and hit the road. We'll probably do some we have some like Northwest area outside of Seattle things planned.
Cool.
Yeah.
Well, you're ready for the world. Is the world ready for you? All right. Thank you so much for coming.
Thank you for having
this
us.
was
Thank you.
excellent. You've been listening to Live Music by Charms here on Audio Oasis 90.3 KEXP Seattle.
Thank you, Sharlese.
Thank you, Sharlese. You're the best.
You guys are the best. That was so much fun.
Discover new music at listener-powered KEXP.org.